Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Dorbin 200B. This is a mill bronze threshold riser, sometimes called an elevator as well. This is an extruded piece of brass or bronze. I would know it technically as architectural bronze, which is a specific amalgamation of pretty much four materials that make up what is called in the industry brass, or what's called in the industry bronze. Call it either way that you want, but it's an amalgamation of four primary materials. That is what's used in the hardware industry for thresholds, for hardware, for every bronze brass base material piece of hardware that you will find in the door industry and its periphery items. That's what this is. This is a riser, or an elevator is what it's called. This is simply meant to act as a boot or a shoe or an elevator in conjunction with a threshold. Where would you use this? Well, first of all, let's go over the dimensional properties. It says in the image below this video that it's a 1/4 inch rise. And that is indeed the case. The caliper says it's 0.253 inch. 0.253 from the bottom here to the plateau here. The threshold is going to nest or sit right on top of here and hit this lip. An overall depth of the item, just to give that to you, it's going to be about 0.48 inch. 0.48 inch. The dimension from the lip to the face, we can judge that as well, so you have an idea of what that is. Okay. You can guess at it, I should say. I'm going to say it's about 0.135 inch. From the leading edge to the inside of the lip, 0.135 inch. So whatever width of threshold you're going to have, consider the fact that it's going to add about 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, okay? This will allow you to transition between two uneven floor surfaces. Let's say you had a saddle threshold. Let's say that you were transitioning with a saddle threshold over two floor surfaces that were literally a 1/4 inch disparate. Very common sort of application. You can see that in a variety of places. Residential, very commonly. So what you could do is simply use the riser or the elevator on that lower surface so that your saddle will come up, rest on the higher surface, and transition very elegantly between those two surfaces is where you're going to end up using that. Okay. Now, being solid architectural bronze, they can put onto this different finishes. This is mill finish. It's not finished in the sense that it has any preparation done to it. It's called a mill finish, meaning that when it comes from the mill, this is what it looks like when it's extruded. This will change and age with time, and obviously with exposure to the environment. If someone wants architectural bronze or brass to age, you would want mill. You can also order this in a satin brass finish. We would call it like a 606 finish. They could probably get something close to a 612 finish as well, but there'd have to be an additional process done to that. There would also be the availability of having this in a polished brass finish. That would be 605. So they're going to take this, they're going to buff it out high to a high polished brass, and then put a lacquer over it. You can obviously do this as well as an oil rubbed bronze, where they'll make this a very dark finish to complement an oil rubbed bronze installation. Very common. So where you're going to use architectural bronze thresholds are in quite high-end residential applications where someone wants a solid brass or solid bronze threshold. That's period, end of sentence. A piece of solid bronze material, that's a threshold that's going to last a century. These are types of thresholds that are absolutely significant and completely durable. They've been installed on the front of the City Hall in Chicago that I've walked over a number of times. Who can say how many decades they've been there? Now, the 201 is the B, means bronze base material. You can also order this in the A finish, or the A, which is just aluminum base material. The 20, pardon me, I misspoke. This is the 200. the 200. The 201 is the half-inch version of this. It'll give you a half-inch here, but it will also increase your dimension here as well, probably doubling it, or maybe a factor just greater than 2 would be my guess on that. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Dorbin products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full Dorbin product catalog. The summary of Dorbin is this: they are a relatively local geographical manufacturer of weather stripping. They're here in the Chicago area. They're most widely known, of course, in the surrounding states. You may not know of Dorbin at all if you're on the East Coast or in California, but if you're in the Midwest, it's very likely you'll be familiar with Dorbin. Here's what Dorbin, here's how they can help you. A relatively petite line of weather stripping when it comes to commercial weather stripping, thresholds, perimeter gasketing, door sweeps, material, bronze-based material, obviously, aluminum, certainly, some stainless steel. So they're very helpful in that regard, in that they're able to quickly ship a very high-quality product and do so at an economical price. The other thing that you have to know about Dorbin is that they are one of only a couple of folks that I'm aware of that still supplies the zinc and bronze weather stripping for wood double-hung windows that could be existing in an application several decades old. Here in Chicago, the number of those wood windows that exist is countless. So Dorbin does a great job of supplying the ribbed jam strips, the head sections, the sill sections, the meeting jam sections for the upper and lower sash, things of that nature. It can all be found in their catalog. If you have any questions on the Dorbin 200B in a mill finish, threshold riser, quarter-inch, or elevator it's known as, or any other Dorbin product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.